All right, there we are, everybody. We're
I
live.
like the shirt, man. I like the
You
little
like that?
pullover. Yeah,
It
yeah.
feels good, man. It feels good on me. I like it a lot. Everybody wants to know what is going on in this announcement. Dave Durden's here, and then the crowd is waiting. Look at
I
them.
bet edge of their seat, right?
They're salivating right now. Listen, we are going to make an announcement on who you've selected to be your replacement at Cal and for your head assistant position, which is probably one of the most sought after positions in the world, I'd imagine. So, just in terms of the process here, Dave, what's that like for you? In terms of hiring staff, what's important for you?
Yeah, that's a great question because I do think it changes over time. Like I think I would have answered that differently when I first started here at Cal 15 years ago. And then when Greg transitioned to be the head coach at Stanford, trying to find that next young great coach that was out there, and Yuri shot up to the top of the list on that, and it was awesome to work with Yuri during his time here at Cal, and then as Yuri transitioned to Wisconsin, looking for someone with a little more college experience and certainly experience in the recruiting piece. And again, kind of Chase shot up to the top of the list on that, and then as he transitioned to Pittsburgh, and really, Brett is kind of pulling back and knowing that, okay, hey, we're 2 years out of Paris, we're 6 years out of LA.
Hmm.
I was looking for someone that had Olympic experience, and what I mean by that, it was in an environment, or is in an environment where they are producing elite level swimmers, swimmers that are impacting the Olympic team, swimmers that are looking to impact the podium, and that's how it shifted over the last 15 years, and we're fortunate to bring somebody in that has those experiences, and I'm looking forward to our team having the opportunity to learn from this person over the next couple of years going into Paris and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a crucial piece of your team. 2 years out of the Olympics, man, everyone on that team almost has a chance to represent some country in some way, and possibly even get on the podium. Many of them, and then you have your pro element. So you certainly want someone to come in who knows what they're doing, who can build trust immediately, and take on a massive workload. Let me ask you this: are you the type of guy that looks at resumes, or do you kind of go to your people that you know? How do you make these decisions?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, part of it is pulling back a little bit and just kind of looking around, really the world, to be honest.
Hmm.
And it's always something I'm not too far away from thinking about.
Hmm.
Just respecting and admiring the job that other coaches are doing or other programs are doing, and you start to scratch at the surface and dig in a little bit there, and you find out a little bit more. You talk to some folks that are around around these individuals, and you start to really put together a short list, or really kind of the idea as I'm standing on the pool deck. It's like, man, I'd really like to work with that coach one day,
Yeah.
or hey,
Yeah.
my experience with that coach, through this process was really impressive, and it made an impression upon me. And so that's a little bit of how I go about it. It's not so much the resume piece; it's more of just seeing the
Hmm.
different experiences kind of move through, and watching coaches as they move on the pool deck. Now, I'm trying to stay focused in on my guys at certain points in times, but you can't help just kind of pulling back at certain times, and seeing how different coaches work with their athletes.
Right, right. Well, listen, a lot of people say swimming's boring, so we've tried to build it up here so that there's a little bit of excitement. Thank you for everyone that's listening right now. I will say this: it would be one of my life's great honors to work with you, but it's not going to be me. Okay, it's not me. I'm proud to wear the shirt. I'm proud to be a fan, but it's not me. All right, everyone, relax on that one. It's not David Marsh either. What's the deal with David? He came in obviously and helped you out. You guys
Right.
raised that trophy together. What was the circumstance there in the end?
Yeah, and so going forward with David, we're looking at how to continue his involvement in our program. Not at the full time assistant
Hmm.
level. You're well aware, Brett, that within our world of a single gender program, it's a head coach and it's an assistant coach,
Hmm.
and it's a volunteer assistant coach. And then you can have ancillary staff and from strength coaches to trainers and whatnot. So we're trying to find the right fit for David to continue to stay involved in our program, and do much like he did this past year, being able to come in at a very specific time
Hmm.
and be able to sprinkle that Marsh magic on our guys
Hmm. Yeah.
to help them perform at a level. But just trying to do that throughout the course of the year, and find those different blocks where he can come in and where we can engage his experiences to help our athletes get better. So, David is still going to have the ability to work with our athletes in the coming year, and still we're going to find the capacity for him that's appropriate to come in through some different points and times through the years as we go through
Right.
through our college season.
Right, right, right. Listen, I have taken a new job. I'm with the Any Question team now. So if anyone's out there, get on Any Question app. I'm going to plug that for myself right now. That's my new role. Possibly move into Boston here in the next month or two to head up the team out there, or work with the team out there. You have been kind enough to come onto the platform and share your experiences, answer questions, and I've loved it. And honestly, Dave, I'm not bullshitting here. One of the best answers I ever heard was you answering a question on what makes a great assistant coach. I absolutely loved it. I shared it with people. I told you how great it was. Can you kind of recap that answer a little bit? Because I thought it was just phenomenal, the message you sent to assistant coaches on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if I can remember exactly what I said.
Well, basically, it was something like, I'll kind of just kickstart you, all right? It was something like always be one step ahead,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, for sure.
that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I want my assistant coaches to come in and know our program.
Right.
And I know that's a tall ask, right? It's a big ask to say, hey, come in, learn what we're doing, how we're doing it very, very quickly, and then know the answer to the question before
Hmm.
I ask it.
Right.
And so it's not something that I even have to ask, and you're always, you're always in a spot where it's like you're helping, pull out the best out of me, rather than reacting to a question that I'm asking, or reacting to a situation that we need to do. And in other words, it's already on your mind. You already have thought about it, given it
Right.
good thought, have started an action plan to whether it's from travel or to training, or to an individual athlete. You've already started down that path.
Hmm.
And then as it kind of comes across my desk, like I know that it's already done, or at the very least it's already thought about. It's not, it's not getting the football to the 20-yard line and not getting it into the end zone, right? I mean, it's
Right.
I want to give my assistant coaches the freedom and flexibility to run it all the way in, and to have the confidence that this is how we do things at Cal. And again, it's a tall ask coming in and getting up to speed that quickly,
Hmm.
but I just want that attitude from an assistant coach to do it, and then we can talk about it as it's completed and as it's done, rather than have me kind of
Hmm.
execute, or have me work through the problem or bring the problem to me and say, hey, here it is, how do you want to handle this? It's like I want my assistant coach to already be working down that pathway, and then join in with them as they're working through a problem, or as they're executing a training plan, et cetera, et cetera. So that's where I want my assistant coaches to be, and that's where I always want them to be one step ahead of where I am as a head coach.
Right. I love it. Listen, there are some guesses coming through. It's not Michael Bowl, is it?
No, it's not Michael Bull.
Bowley's got his handful down in Australia. He's good
Yeah,
down there.
he
Don't worry
does.
about Bowley. Um, Jeff is
I would love
saying,
to. I would love to work with Michael Bull one day. I mean,
"Oh,
he'd be
oh,
great out here. We're outdoors. We're training. We're in California. I think he does have an affinity for California. So yeah, I
yeah."
would love to work with him one day.
Listen. I told him the same thing the other day because him and I have an association with Cody Simpson, and he's taking Cody to whole new heights. And I said, Bowley, I bow down. I'd love to work for you one day. He's a king too. So All right, let's cut the suspense, man. Who is it? Who've you go with in the end?
We are excited to announce today that Matt Bowe is coming from Ohio State and joining us here at Cal to work with our men's swimming program. We couldn't be happier. I mean, as we went through the process and just knowing how he engages with his athletes, the success that he's had with his athletes, how planned he is, how empathetic he is,
Mhm.
how thoughtful he is about doing different things in training, is something that just really stood out to me. It stood out to the various folks on campus that had the opportunity to meet with him, and it stood out to our guys. Our guys had the opportunity to meet with Matt um, when he was out here visiting, and we couldn't be happier to have Matt and Leela and Indy, their little daughter, come out to Berkeley and be a part of this. It is a family affair, and Brett, you know that from
Mhm.
texting with Kathy how much involved she is with it. So we're excited to have Matt and Leela and Indy join us out here and be a part of our program and be a part of the Cal Aquatic family.
Yeah, listen, mate, outstanding choice. Matt is doing a phenomenal job, has done a phenomenal job the past few years. He couldn't join us. This was the only time I could kind of get this going. And Matt's actually sitting in a dentist chair right now, from what I understand, getting drilled right now. So
Yeah, he is. Well, we'll get him on with you soon enough, and
yeah,
I know that you followed his work and
yeah,
know
yeah.
his coaching successes. It'd be great to get a little bit of the personality
Mhm.
behind the performances that he's had with his athletes. So
Yeah,
I would love for you two to connect.
for
He's
sure.
phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll get him on when he gets his feet on the ground and get going and kind of give us a feel for how it's going out there. But listen, man, I appreciate you breaking the news for us like this. It's the first time I've done like this little ESPN live telecast, you know?
Yeah, hey man, we're trying, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great. We do need to have more things like this, Brett. And I've told you this. I appreciate what you're doing, and more importantly, how you're doing it. That's an important piece of this, and just being able to get our sport in front of folks,
Hmm.
and moments and opportunities like this. I know it's not anything that's too suspenseful, but it's it's awesome. It's awesome for us and our program and our athletes, and I know it's going to impact our sport at a very, very high level. So we couldn't be happier to share this moment with you and welcome Matt to Cal Aquatics.
I very much appreciate it, man. Listen, you got a couple of, well, how long until world champs now? Just
Yeah,
3
we're
weeks,
4 weeks, right? It's
4 weeks, yeah.
it's coming up quick. We're inside of that window. So
Yeah.
our guys are rocking and rolling. They're in there right now doing their thing. I got to get
Hmm.
back out there
Yeah.
and make
Yeah.
sure you're
Yeah. Get on them.
rolling.
Get them going. All right, mate. Appreciate this. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, yeah.